Alright, the 72 Dart plan. Plan is to get this thing running. Get a fuel system in it. Get the brakes done. I'll need to put I got 2 boosters, and I probably got another master cylinder I can rebuild. I gotta get in here, and I gotta finish up in here. I gotta take that down, probably paint it. I gotta get a couple of things, clean out this interior. It's freaking filthy. Get on the body lines. I gotta get the body lines done. I'm gonna temporarily set it up, shim it up, put the bolts in, and get all the body lines straight and done. I'm gonna do this door. I have to get that door there. But I'm sick and tired of pushing this guy. This guy didn't have the engine or tranny in it, and it was easy to push back and forth. Here I gotta take this door skin and replace it. I got another blue door from a 73 Dart that I'm gonna do to it. Same thing here. Gotta get the lines straight and everything else. Gotta get the lines straight on the back. After all, I did 2 quarter panels, 2 outer wheel housings, and the drop-offs on that. And I got to get to the rocker, because I replaced the rocker on one side because this car got into an accident, and no door handle, so I got to pull on the rod. But I replaced this rocker right here. This is an AMD, and I replaced the lower tower there. And here you have the traditional lead seam. These cheaper quarter panels from Goodmark don't have this whole piece in here, so you have to make it. So I'm going to probably use steel like I did on my roof, on my Charger, on my 76, and go across here and weld this up and make that permanent. And these here I'll probably use to seal these pieces here and on. I'm probably going to use a 2-part body sealer, which is better than regular single part, and I don't really want to use fiberglass filler. I like the idea of a 2-part body sealer because it's going to be flexible, where the fiberglass is not quite that flexible. A lot of work in here to get this done, but it has to get running because I'm done pushing this guy. And one thing that has to be done, I have to seal the rest of this motor up. This motor's been sitting here, I don't know, maybe 15 years. I think it's an 87 roller cam 318. I use these old, I don't know if they even sell these anymore, these block off plates. I love these guys. Wish I can get them for a big block. Probably can. Also a block off plate up there. Also seal the water pump like I did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put new gaskets on it, clean it up. That's what I want to do today. So this way it's all nice and sealed, and I don't have to worry about getting water in the engine. And I can clean this engine bay up. Been sitting here dusty because, you know, I live in the Empire. Whenever you're using an aftermarket intake like I'm using now, I'm going to use that Offenhauser I got, and I only paid $25 for it. We're doing this on a budget. We're making a street car, you know what I mean? You want to clean these up absolutely perfect. Okay, there's a dowel pin here, and there's another dowel pin back here. Make sure that's been removed, and make sure you clean up these surfaces absolutely clean. I like the wire wheel because it does a great job and it's quick. And I get all this through here and all through that, and everything gets wiped down with lacquer thinner. And this all gets vacuumed out a few times. Make sure it's clean. It's got a couple miles on it, as you can see. It'll all come out when I do the first couple oil changes on it. Usually I like using the steel core valve cover gaskets, but I couldn't get them, so I just got these Edelbrock. They're a little thick, fiber type. I'll use them. Take some lacquer thinner, clean up the surface. well. While I do the intake, put the intake together, I can get this set up. This way I can reuse these, I can remove them if I I think I'm going to go about and change those valve seals on it. But for now, I just want to put a thin layer here to hold it in place. You don't need a lot, just need a little bit. So when I remove them, they will come off nice and easy. They won't come off the actual valve. Any excess off, you can see. Make sure the holes all line up. I'll be using stainless bolts to hold these down. And I'm going to use stainless bolts on the intake as well. I like that because they don't rust. And they look good for a long time. There are a few things that I do to it, like the brass inlets and intakes, water intakes. Because I like no rust, no crap all over the place. The brass turns green, but it's easy to clean. Let that sit. Do the other one, then we'll do the intake. After you've done all your cleaning and taking all the old gasket off, make sure you take lacquer thinner. As you can see, there's dirt coming off of that. You see all the dirt. So use it, wipe it down so you get a pretty clean surface. I'm going to take a few rags to do that. And just regular old dollar store or Home Depot, wherever you get it. Just clean the surfaces up real good, vacuumed up again, real good. Make sure no dirt or nothing's in there. Put a 1/4-inch thickness of bead. I like to use the red high temperature. And I will let this sit. I will not directly put this intake on until this is sat for at least a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe more. Make sure you put some right here at the ends, right across here. Make sure all you need is a light coat around the water passages. Doesn't need to be real thick. Just a light coat. Water passages. More. Waste not, want not. Nice 1/4-inch bead on the china rail. This has to set up. You can't put it on immediately. It'll squish and it will not work the way it's supposed to work. want it to set up a little bit, skin over. A little bit from here. It's a bit of a messy thing, but that's life. And that will sit there. I'll leave that alone. Gaskets, since they're Edelbrock, I like to use gasket cinch. And you can tell it's an old can. I've had this can around a long time. Tough to open up. They have to give me a channel lock to open this guy up. Old man ain't as strong as he used to be. This will go around the intake. Go inside there, in the center beam, the outer beam, all the way around. And you'll do it on the gasket, but only on the cylinder head side. Let that dry. Do the same thing to the gasket. Alright, now that the gas cinch, whatever, is dried up, we'll center the holes. Wrong side, go on the other side. And we'll put this one on. The holes need to be right on, dead on center. As you can see, that makes a little bridge right there. That's good. That's what you want to see. That little bridge right there. And when the intake comes down, it's going to bridge across that. Same thing on the other side. As you can see, I put a little bit of a high temperature RTV around the water passage. Here, line up the hole. And once you put it on, it's going to stay on. Make sure your holes are all nicely lined up. See the little bridge? Another one there. Give this another 20 minutes to set up, and we'll lay down the intake on top. Alright, depending on the temperature, if it's a really warm day, it'll happen fast. If it's a really cold day, it'll take a lot longer. And you put your hand on there, you can touch it, and you cannot get any on you, see? That means it's skinned over. That's what you want. Okay. You bring her in. And bring her in. Make sure you're lined up on all the bolts. And you just leave it there. Now it's time to put the bolts in. Now since I'm going to be using stainless steel, this means I have to use washers because the head will mar the aluminum. I'll go along and make sure all your bolts go in nice and easy. me one in the front, one in the back. Make sure you got lined up. And lined up and perfect. And this one's a nice, well, perfectly. So I'll get these all in. I'm not going to torque them. I'm just going to hand tighten them and then leave it there. Probably for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I'll torque them down. This will give the RTV a chance to get almost all the way cured. And when you push it down, when it finally gets the final torque, it'll, in the final setting, it'll be nice and tight. Alright, the sun is setting, and I'm getting it done, finishing up. I have the valve covers on. I'm putting stainless steel bolts in here with washers and lock washers that I will hold it in place when it's done. This is just temporary because I will be removing these again. I'm going to change the valve seal. Now, the intake is in. Most of it is sealed. I just need to seal this and a couple other little pieces here and there. The PVC and the PCV and the oil cap over there. And I'll be good to go. Alright. This here is an original ABS off of the 440. I started rebuilding it already. I am going to start taking, getting cleaned up and everything else. But I did the primary bore first. I bushed it because it was really, really loose. And I know everybody says throw them away. You don't need to do that. Throw them away. Blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to do it anyway. There you go. Original Chrysler. As you can see, it's got the Chrysler kickdown and throttle cable. That one was $5. This one was $5. Both of them off a 1970 440. So that's what I'm going to rebuild to run on this thing when I finish the fuel system. I got to start in the gas tank. I got to order some half-inch nickel copper line. I'm going to make my own fuel line, my own brake lines, and so forth. Alright, thank you for watching.